where another, they didn't give this guy's name because it was said confidentially, but another high-level Republican said that bin Laden was dead and his body was being kept on ice until his body, the death could be used as political reasons. Now, they said Bush was going to use it if he wasn't going to win his last election, but they knew he would win, so they didn't come out and say, and me and your Uncle Randall, my brother, we talked, I remember talking about that when Bush was running for president the second time. We're like, he's already dead. They're just going to say he killed him so he gets credit for it to help for his election. And it's just kind of eerie to be hearing this going on now, you know, where all of a sudden 63% of Americans think that Obama was not born in the United States. The birth certificate thing going on, the lowest ratings, 3 wars, the economy, the dollar, and all of a sudden this comes up, and boy, he jumped 20 points in his polls overnight. There's another one with Walter Cronkite, which I don't know if you recognize the name. He was a news guy, and he said that bin Laden was dead in right before the 2004 election. It was according to, I'm reading this as I'm talking to you. He said it during an interview. In 2008, the CIA said, a guy named Robert Baer, a CIA agent, said that he was dead. Bin Laden was dead in 2008. In December 26, 2001, a Fox News report, it said it was in the Pakistani Observer, which is a newspaper in Pakistan, reported that the Taliban had pronounced bin Laden dead and buried him in an unmarked grave. 2001. January 2002, Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf said that he is dead. Bin Laden is dead. July 17, 2002, head of the FBI counterterrorism squad, Dale Watson, told a group of law enforcement officials in a conference that bin Laden is dead. He's not with us anymore. October 2002, Afghan President Hamid Karzai told CNN that bin Laden is dead and in an unmarked grave. This is the big one, though. 2003, Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, she was President Clinton's Secretary of State. 2003, she told Fox News that she knew that Bush knew the whereabouts of bin Laden and was waiting for the best time to capture him. In 2005, November, Senator Harry Reid, who is still around, said that bin Laden had died in Pakistan in October early that year. 2007, February 2007, head of Duke University, Professor Bruce Lawrence, stated that he had seen video and audio tapes that show that bin Laden was dead, and that the video and audio tapes that bin Laden had been released were fake. November 2nd, 2007, the Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, it was a woman who was the Prime Minister of Pakistan, she told Al Jazeera TV that Osama bin Laden was dead. Now, she was assassinated herself not long after that. She was killed by an assassin. In March 2009, a U.S. foreign intelligence officer by the name of Angelo Codeville stated that Elvis Presley is more alive than Osama bin Laden. That was 2009. May 2009, the next president of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari, he confirmed that they have not heard or seen of bin Laden in 7 years, and they believe he is dead. So these are just 9 quick things right off the top that just makes you what's going on. I mean, maybe it was real, you know. Maybe it was. I don't know. But you just got to look at all the evidence, both sides of the evidence. And just while I got here, I'll go ahead and finish the rest of the news I had since the last time I talked to you. We talked about workers in China that work at the Apple factory, about working in inhumane conditions for Apple, for the iPad, iPhone. They have to sign, this is from the dailymail.com, the British website, that they have to sign pledges not to commit suicide to work for Apple. because 14 people in this factory committed suicide in the last 16 months because of horrendous working conditions. They actually put cages around the roof so people can't jump off the roof, fences. It's amazing. They said that DNA testing said that it proved that Bin Laden was dead. 99.9% confidence. All your DNA experts are now saying that it's not. They couldn't get it that fast. I mean, the SEAL team isn't going to have a kit there to do DNA testing on Bin Laden and then carry. They said they had something from one of his family members to be able to do it, but this isn't CSI on television. It takes a couple weeks to get these results back. There's a lot more involved than just getting a swab and putting it on a piece of paper and figuring it out. One of the things, though, that's going on with this is there's a lot of evidence, a lot of chatter going on that there could be an attack, nuclear attack. I mean, now they're saying because of Bin Laden's death that the Hamas, the Al Qaeda, the Taliban are all going to retaliate, and that they have nuclear capabilities. Now, whether they do it or whether our government does it and then blames it on them because of Bin Laden, there's just a lot of chatter going on that something's going to happen. So I just want you guys to know that. I mean, a lot of it's pointing towards Chicago. There could be even if it's a small nuclear attack, or other wars, there's just something coming up. And this is all part of it. It just is leading towards it. Now, this gives every Muslim extremist an excuse to do something. You have the Arabs in Jerusalem are rioting and in Jerusalem over this, and they're destroying churches. I got a bunch of articles on it and over in on my Facebook, but the Hamas said that capturing Bin Laden would unleash hell. Osama Bin Laden's son from ABC News said the worst is yet to come, that we haven't even seen the worst. This is one of his sons that's obviously still alive. Said that the killing would be much, much worse than we've ever seen. There might be empty threats. Who knows? Articles from ABC about fears Bin Laden killing may spark reprisals. The government is now saying they're going to release a photo. Obviously, they've had plenty of time to make up a photo. It's not going to do anything to address the facts. You know, that there's more facts that he's been dead for numbers of years than he's been alive. Let's see, I got a list of stuff here. These are facts, okay? These are facts right from our government about Bin Laden. He was armed and funded by the CIA from 1979. He went by the name, his last name was Osman. I forgot what it was. Maybe it's in here. I think it was Tim Osman. Tim Osman was his CIA name. In 1999, the CIA supported Bin Laden during the invasion of Yugoslavia and Serbia, and we armed him and gave him money to help. See, he was on our side then. Fox News reported that months after 9/11, Bin Laden's right-hand man, the second in charge of Al Qaeda, Anwar al-Awlaki, was in the Pentagon having a meeting with the top brass of the Pentagon. Months after 9/11, the second man in charge of Al Qaeda. This is stuff like from mainstream news. These are facts. They believe that FBI, there's an FBI agent that says Bin Laden worked for the United States all the way up to 9/11. That I don't know if there was a war before the Iraq War. There was the Iran-Iraq War, and that we funded Al Qaeda to help beat Iran back then. That's when Iraq, and even Saddam Hussein was on our side, and we funded them to help beat Iran. We hired Bin Laden to try to kill Gaddafi in 1996. There's literature and facts on all this. I mean, documents that prove all this stuff. That Al Qaeda has been helping us get Gaddafi now in Libya. These things ain't going to change. The TSA is not going to change. Just because he's dead, and even if he is dead, is not going to change the fact that the TSA are going to continually to violate our rights in the airports and on the street and the bus stations and train stations. That the government is going to have warrantless wiretaps and warrantless searches everywhere under the name of the Patriot Act and the Homeland Security. Them catching him should get us out of Afghanistan. That's why we went to Afghanistan to begin with. Obama promised to end that war. Instead, he has increased that war. Now that bin Laden's dead, we should leave Afghanistan. But we won't. Right now, this is from the Christian Post. There's Muslims rioting all over Pakistan, destroying churches and Christian property. There was a 5th grader at a school in Pennsylvania that painted a flag on his face today to celebrate the country and bin Laden being dead. School told him he had to take it off or go home. And, I mean, that's just a lot, all that's going on right now. I mean, nothing new. I mean, that's just the new stuff. But if you guys got any questions on this, send me a text, send me an email, send me whatever. Just remember, even the Bible says, see, part of the Bible says we have to trust our government. We have to believe our government. We have to trust our leaders. God put them there, and he did. Every person that's elected or appointed to a job, God placed in that job. That doesn't mean we can't pray for them or pray they make the right choices. But Jesus told us to test everything. So just because someone says something, including me, test it. Look it up yourself. Find out if who's telling the truth. Don't believe anybody just because it comes out of their mouth. Test it. Look it up themselves. All right, I'm done boring you guys for tonight. Love you guys. Be good. Take your kelp. Be good to your mom, dad, grandpas, all that. Remember, pray for the best, prepare for the worst. And we'll see you guys later. Maybe there'll be a lot of good news the next time. Bye.